Well, a warm welcome to Urban Birdwing Butterfly, and today we're having a look at one of the vulcans that we've had in our large, I guess plantation is what you could call it. So we've had a reasonable amount of rain over the last couple of months, and quite often I talk about this phenomenon called the Black Death, which kills your vines, or at least kills some of the native vines. When they get too wet and too boggy. The soil I've got here is full-on clay, rock-hard clay, but as you can see, it's mounded. I've got a reasonable area there where the water should technically be able to run away, but obviously not enough for this. So this one went right up this tree. So let's follow it, and then I'll come back down to the bottom again and show you what I think is a little bit interesting. So we can see, I noticed this about 3 weeks ago, it started to go blackish with the leaves dying, and as we go up the leaves get bigger and more dead. And this is one of the green ones that's still surviving at the moment. It's looking alright. It's a bit weathered because it had a bit of too much seaweed put at the base of the roots there probably about 3 months ago. It just sort of shrivels up a bit. Anyway, it goes right up to the top of the tree, so if you can follow that at all, it basically goes up about 4 or 5 metres of this tree. But the Black Death has arrived. The root system got too wet for too long, not enough drainage. But as you saw, like this is still the same plant, this one here, so it's still hanging on by a thread. And you can see that it's basically, these ones have died, along with that thicker root, thicker stem there. This one is shot up from down in the base there. So it's hanging in. We'll see what happens. And right next door, we've got one of the South American exotics as a host plant. Might end up grafting onto this later on, but at the moment we're going to use it as a host plant. The clearings are enjoying it during the summer months, and it's what, 40 centimetres apart, and it's doing fine. Growing up here, it's coping quite well. And although it is not as vigorous as the Vulcan, let's have a look. It's probably halfway up the tree. Probably gets a little bit more shade as well, but anyway, that's what we're looking at. And then we've got another one just on the other side. 2 South Americans, Maximus and a tried and true, and they're doing quite well as you would expect. But not so much the Black Death over here. I do have some other Aristolochia acuminata cultivars running around here. This is the only one that's decided to succumb to the Black Death, along with its neighbour here, which also went up the tree a fair bit. So you can see the black stems there in amongst the tried and true. So you can see the tried and true is not being bothered by the wet at all. But Black Death arrived. Anyway, so over in this particular spot, I suppose we can put the Vulcans and the other acuminatas or tagalas and attach them to these with a bit of a graft. And that way we can have the native ones growing up through the trees instead of an exotic, just with a bit of rootstock. Alright, that's all I've got to say today, apart from all these flowers doing really well. They're coming along very well. All these pink panthers. Okay, we shall see you soon. All the best at your place with your birdwing project. Bye for now. Alrighty, welcome back to part 2 of the Black Death. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a acuminata or a tagala growing here. Went in at the same time as the Vulcan. Not quite sure of this particular variety. Could be a Vulcan. We'll find out when it decides to flower, I think. Okay, and it's growing up this tree quite well, right up the top, and we are basically 30-40 meters away from where the other one with the Black Death is. This is also on a raised area. It's halfway down the slope. Maybe it's a meter and a half to the top of the slope compared to the bottom. And we've also got a Rio Grande growing here as well. I thought I'd give them a crack out here, see if they can handle the conditions. So it's at the top of the hill and halfway down, climbing up this tree. Okay. Until next time, keep growing.